welcome everybody to a December 13th gold stream for our gold analysis. We're gonna do a quick analysis and breakdown on gold, try to plan out moves for the week, trying to, really have an idea of what's going on or what to look for or how to trade it, and different news that's gonna affect it during the week, etc. This is the usual weekly analysis every Sunday for about 15 to 20 minutes. Let's get a good idea of what to look for and what to do. So I'm back on the quarterly. In the quarterly, you can see that that October was kind of indecision. Then November pushed down and December pushed up. So we have about 3 weeks left in this quarter, and that's gonna really dictate where the price of gold is gonna head. So we'll see how it does. It is December. It does slow down during holidays. I'll still be up just for the fact that I want to get the routine and consistency going into the new year. It's one thing I messed up last year. I think I mentioned that on stream before too. But I'll be on. Might not have trades every day, but the pip target will be lower for the most part. And then we'll go from there. So now if we go to the monthly, we can see December from the first few weeks has a huge push up, and then it doesn't have a lower wick, no push down or anything. I mean, it did reach a pretty big support area at the 75 level, 1775 level, excuse me. And then pushed up from there. If we go down to the weekly, we can see that the weekly created this support, pushed up. It retested this prior support, now turned resistance. So that retest is actually a good indication for the move to go bearish, because you have the push down, retest. Next one, in theory, if this week doesn't do anything, if it's kind of like that, the next week should have a wick up and then a big push down, something like that. So that's one thing we'll be looking for coming up in the next couple of weeks before the year end and for the market close, for the fact that when December started, December 1st, there was no real wick down or anything. So we'll see. Now when we look at the weekly, we can see it's kind of looking bearish. You have this down structure followed by a retest of previous support, so it does look bearish. Now if we go to the daily, actually the daily looks kind of bullish. You have this big bull move up followed by a move back down to support. With this move back down to support, it's pretty interesting that the 1830 level is held. Any break below this wick now, the price is going to crash 100%. And this support, it's retested. That's a pretty big indication that the start of next week might have a bullish move up, maybe let's say like 1860 or so, and then a big push down, something to our previous levels. 1850 is a big level for us, 1860 is a big previous level, and then 1870 is the level it just created, and it was this previous zone over here. So I think we're gonna put a little marker here at the 1870 level with box zone 71 to 70. There we go. So we have our mini zone in there. Let me break it down to the 4 hour, the true 4 hour. The true 4 hour, you can see it has reached the support, kind of a mini head and shoulders. Of course, any break below this area now, that's going to be an easy short, and that's going to be a short down to like low 1800s, maybe even like high 1700s. We'll have to keep an eye out for that, but we can see that 1825 to 1830 level, that's big for us. Even on this 4 hour, you can see that 1830 level is just held. It really has just held. Big push up on Friday too, followed by a sell off. Don't be surprised if we see like a higher weekly wick followed by a downwards move, because even when you go to the hour, you can see the hour is pushing down. It's forming this bear structure. You have the bull move up, retest of the prior level, followed by a bear move down, and now it's in a consolidation range, back in this consolidation range. So the easiest and safest moves are a break above this consolidation range or a break below. It's going to be easy. And for long plays, a break above 1870, you're going all the way up. And shorts are really close. Break below 1830, you're probably going to go down 300 400 pips maybe, even more. Who knows? Just gotta play the price action and what it gives you at the end of the day. 30, 15, and 5. These are usually intraday trading stocks. They don't really give you direction until the day of. The true direction indicators are going to be 1 hour, 4 hour, daily, weekly, monthly, and you kind of derive the price of gold from that, or try to figure out what potential moves to get from those higher time frames. It really gives you the direction and where the trend is going. Weekly, breaking it down again, the weekly does look pretty nice for the bear. You have this bearish sell-off where it broke big support that's been tested since August. It tested once, but since September it's been hovering around that level. When it broke it pretty hard and fast. Now this is just like for every action there's a reaction. It's reaction upwards and the retest of the support, but you can see this weekly candle retested the support and then finished below that prior support, now turned resistance. That's the one thing that we're going to be looking for, is if it respects this 1850 to 1855, 1860 level. So let's say the start of the week kind of pushes up a little bit for the higher weekly wick, starts pushing down. That's a big indication for a short side trade. And the big indication for a long side is if it just continues upwards, maybe it has like a lower weekly wick. I'm gonna get rid of those arrows. Has a lower weekly wick, continues pushing up. Let's say it reaches back above this 1870 resistance. If it breaks above here, we have clean movement upwards to pretty much correct any moves. But with the vaccines being rolled out and some positivity being in the market and Trump finally conceding, seems like there's optimism back in the market. With optimism usually means a pump in the market and sell off in gold, sell off safe havens back into equities. We'll be keeping an eye on that too, how that rollout is, how the vaccine effects are, and if they're actually working or creating side effects. So it's going to be a lot of geopolitical and macroeconomics coming out for the price of gold. So now we go to the news, the heavy news for the week. Once again, we start on Wednesday, December 16th. Core retail sales, flash manufacturing, flash services. Then we got an FOMC, federal funds rate, on Wednesday. This day will probably be choppy. You'll see me talking about it on that day when the Fed fund rates come out. Philly Fed, not much. Unemployment claims, it's all right. These are medium impact news. We saw from last week with the CPI and PPI, they were high impact, but they didn't really move much. The big thing is it's Fed week. FOMC statement, economic projections. This is a big day. I feel like the retail sales will affect it a little bit, price of gold, but for the most part on Wednesday, federal funds rate, FOMC statement, FOMC projections, and the press conference, that's going to be the biggest indicator of where the price of gold is going to head. So actually, I'm going to go with 4 hours. 4 hour look pretty nice. We're going to have our news up here. We're going to have our short here. Consolidation, and then the long. .30 a.m. we have core retail sales. .45 a.m. flash manufacturing. PMI 12 o'clock. 12. That's going to be a big day on Wednesday. That's basically it. The rest of the week news, I don't think it's going to really affect it too much. So put that in there. Long side, it's going to be a break above here. Short side, pretty easy. Break below here. potential consolidation to start the week to form a weekly candle structure, whether that is a wick towards the upside or the downside. Price to test and respect certain levels before breaking. I'm saying be prepared for a potential break towards either side for the fact that, damn, what the hell was that? I'm gonna delete that. There we go. So I'm saying potential consolidation to start the week to form weekly candle structure. Whether that wick is towards the upside or downside, look for price to test, respect certain levels before breaking. Be prepared for potential break towards either side. I'm saying towards either side because it's good to have a kind of idea for both sides of the price of gold. You never know where it could head and what news can affect it. For the long side, if it starts breaking levels, easy longs. Starts going below 1830, easy shorts. And just for the fact that the weekly looks bearish and the daily looks bullish, it's kind of a conflict in that regard with the higher time frames. But I think midweek or later in the week, especially after Fed news, we could truly see the direction of the price of gold. So for the long plays, resistances on high volume, momentum, we can see the price of gold skyrocket. Maybe a catalyst. So see, maybe a catalyst to move price. Nah, I don't think there's gonna be a catalyst. It's just if it starts breaking upwards on high momentum and volume, we could see the price skyrocket. And for the short side 1830 is a key level. If 1830 breaks on high volume and momentum, the price of gold will continue downwards to test lower levels, 1815, and potentially lower. Pretty simple analysis. And that's for the moves. Like we could see, let me fix that. So we could see anything happen during the week, right? Like we saw 2 weeks ago that big bear move, 3 weeks ago big bearish move down, and then last week was this big bull move up, or 2 weeks ago was a big bull move up, and then last week you had this big bull move followed by a sell-off. Right now this kind of mini head and shoulders. I feel like that 1830 level is going to be broken eventually, and when it does, it's going to be an easy short. And we're going to have to wait for that, but it'll be pretty nice. That's all for the gold analysis today. Just a quick update on the simulations. We got soft Forex, to simulation software for trading. I'm going to be hosting some simulation streams every Saturday mornings probably, or afternoons, depending when we can get on. Chad might be coming on for that as well, so it'll be pretty interesting. This soft Forex, it's pretty enjoyable to use, the simulation. And we got sold on it pretty quick once we tried it. So, but yeah, other than that, thanks for tuning in. Hope the gold analysis helps. Everybody's trading for the week. Hope everybody has a good Sunday, and we'll see you guys on Monday.